Hello, my name is Stephen Burns. I'm a geophysicist and I also like exploring metaphysical things. And today I'm joined by this wonderful human in front of me. And your name?
Angie Bahm. So I do sound healing. I discovered it through a sound healing workshop with the Seattle Sound Temple a couple of years ago, and then I went from bowls. They mainly focus on crystal bowls. I'll use that first because that's just a lovely tone. But then I started to discover tuning forks, and I read Biofield Tuning by Eileen McCusick, and I started experimenting and playing with the forks and have seen incredible results on people.
This is my first biofield tuning ever. So I feel pretty sensitive to things of this nature, but I've never had a biofield tuning before. And I also understand frequencies and wavelengths pretty well as a geophysicist. So I'm excited to see how this feels. And at the very least, it'll be nice, calm, and relaxing. So you always have to consider just what's the root benefit of it. Yeah. And we have some interesting forks. There's a Schumann resonance fork, I hear.
Yes.
Or there's two, rather.
There's a pair that the differential between the two is 7.83. And so it can bring in a Schumann resonance energy, that frequency to the body, which it seems to really respond well to. And then we have a Fibonacci pair. All these forks were designed by Eileen McCusick, and I've just been playing with them to see how it works. And every time something really beautiful usually happens.
So you've just intuitively followed and felt people's biofield, as you call it, using these forks. And before we start, can you just describe where the limit of that field is so we're all aware?
Yeah. So the human biofield, we each have our own energy field, and it's shaped kind of like a donut or like an apple. And some people, call it your aura, your energy field, but it's in biofield tuning, we call it biofield, and it generally extends 5 to 6 feet out, both sides. And so usually with the forks, you just intuitively can feel it. So once I strike a fork, and it's very clear. I think people worry that it would be hard to find, but it's surprisingly easy. So
and to put the science behind it, the heart has a magnetic field, the brain has a magnetic field, and researchers have been able to measure these to about 6 feet away from the person. So there is strong physics behind this explaining why you might be able to feel this biofield. I can't comment too much yet on how the forks interact with that, but they are resonating, and you have different electromagnetic waves that also have their resonant frequency. And considering that these are made of metal, I'd imagine there's some sort of electromagnetic interchange between the two that allows you to feel them. And since they're vibrating and we're very dexterous, the human body is an amazing instrument, right? You're able to feel that subtle shift in the resonant frequency. That would be how I imagine that works.
What you're going to see too is that it's basically, so I do most of my work with a single fork in the field. So some of those, like the Schumann resonance pair and the Fibonacci pair, we use on the body, and I also can use them in the field. But I generally use one fork. It's 174 hertz, and it is really beautiful at picking up disturbances in your electromagnetic field. So like traumas from just living life, childhood, anywhere that you had maybe something that kind of created a little disturbance in your electromagnetic field, this fork will just feel it, and then it gives your body some feedback. So your body, when it hits it, you can hear it. There's different tones in the fork, it'll pick it up. And then your body we're such incredible machines, it will retune itself. If you give it the place where there's the disturbance and then a coherent frequency, your body will just naturally auto-tune. And I'll know it, I can feel it when it releases and when the body has brought it to coherence.
So a parallel metaphorical way of thinking about that is we have this biofield, and there might be areas of magnetic field line knots, you could say, just like a masseuse might encounter a knot. And the evidence for that scientifically is if you measure the sun's magnetic field or the Earth's magnetic field, it's not a perfect bar magnet illustration. It has, for example, during solar maximum, the magnetic field's all types of warped and twisted and spewing out through the corona in different areas. And if the human biofield is in a similar disorganized state, maybe that could be what's leading to these areas of warped field lines that are then being reorganized and moved with the biotuning fork. So we'd have to draw parallels to other large systems and things in our solar system. The sun is the largest magnet and electromagnetic object in our solar system, but we are very similar in the fact that we have electromagnetic fields as well. So that could be a scientific parallel to explain some of these things. But I don't believe that much. A lot of science has been done, but not in terms of like, here's super clear data. It's still kind of feely. So that's why I'm here and you're here, so we can kind of work together and fill that up. I've never had a biofield tuning, so I'm very excited. And at the very least, it's going to be nice and relaxing. And you can lay down and enjoy the wonderful energy and atmosphere of this house and the animals. Look at this cat right here. Look at this guy. Look at him. Oh my God, you're so pretty and nice and smart and fluffy. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll have you lay down here, feet at this end. Let's hope the kitty cat can give you a little space.
At the beginning, Angie used her tuning forks to feel into my Earth Star chakra point below my feet and also my Soul Star chakra point above my head. According to her, they were already in alignment and didn't require any further tuning. But once Angie began scanning the rest of my body, she felt disturbances in my solar plexus and throat chakras. We skipped to this part of my biofield tuning session.
You have very receptive energy, which is nice. Things clear quickly.
By this part of the session, I was already in a deep meditative state, and my focus was locked onto my third eye. I could actually feel a subtle force on my forehead that made it very easy to stay locked into third eye gaze, and I believe this was due to the use of the tuning forks. As Angie zoned in on one area of my biofield, my throat tightened up noticeably and unexpectedly.
Okay, so there's something, let's see where we're at here. And about, I guess age 5. I feel like hot, like angry, like just frustrated. If something is unfair.
Divorce.
Ah, yeah. Like your voice wasn't heard. Did you throw tantrums?
No, not necessarily.
How did you deal with your frustration? Hold it in and be awesome? Be more amazing?
Definitely holding it in until I've learned better techniques.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to be like laughing. I just always think the human condition is great because we all do the same things. So I'm not trying to make light of it, but really like we do that. Like we'll hold in our anger and then be even more perfect to be loved and accepted because it's a tumultuous home life, right? And so sometimes like, when we think about this sweet little child, you know, like, it's so heavy.
Often I was diametrically opposed to my sister and my mom, so the two feminines, and I would take on the opposite, and due to the 2-verse-1 arrangement, I was, from my perspective, always told that I was in the wrong, or the number doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Sometimes there were learning experiences and I grew. But there were a lot of times I feel that I wasn't heard, and that side wasn't considered to the utmost extent it should have been.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what that's exactly what it feels like that just aggravation, you know, like what about my voice? What about my vote? Because you had good ideas. I can feel it. That's clearing now. That's good.
As we talked about the possible emotional issues underlying the biofield knots that Angie was working with, the tension in my throat began to dissipate until finally it was gone altogether.
And yeah, sometimes having that particular disturbance created that early in your life, we're always swinging our pendulum for balance. And so sometimes then we become like over as an adult, like so powerful, but feeling like you're disempowered, but really you're just like, you know, wielding this big sword, but sometimes worried that it's not being noticed, and we kind of overcompensate. So it's really nice to clear that in your field so that you're having a really clear intuitive sense of how much power each particular situation needs and not overplaying your hand.
My throat does not feel as tight anymore. My third eye is very active. I can feel it swirling. It's kind of in here.
Yeah, I'm definitely picking up the message that with the the solar plexus being that your personal power center, and then the voice, the throat chakra, both needing to talk. Like it's like you're so powerful with your words, and then the third eye coming in to be like keeping that intuition up, but just to realize what a powerhouse you are, like naturally, very strong. And that is your gift, but with great, power comes great responsibility. So it's good to clear all this so that you can be effective with your words and your personal power without being over, without exerting too much. Knowing when and where. Without any of the subconscious programming getting in the way. Because now everybody's listening. Have you noticed that? When you speak, I think everybody listens. I haven't spent a lot of time with you, and I can already tell. Like, yeah, you have a really commanding, great tone. It's really lovely. And it's like, people hear you. Your vote, you're getting a lot of votes, so I think it's good that we're clearing this. You are heard. You have an important message. Bringing it back in. So there's still just like a little bit of a high tone in the forks. That's why I'm still hanging out a little bit. Deep breath in and then out, down through your legs. Oh yeah, let it out. So now I'm just gonna energetically close you up so you're not feeling too wide open. So you can call your energy back to you. And my energy back to me.
My third eye is like magnetically locked. I feel like I couldn't even open it like my eyes if I wanted to. I feel very balanced. Very balanced. My throat is no longer tight.
Thank you. Beautiful.
Once the work was done, Angie closed my biofield and the session was over. My impressions from the biofield tuning is that it works, though I don't know exactly how it works. My best guess is that the human electromagnetic field interacts with the stainless steel tuning forks in the same way that a radio frequency is able to push electrons in an antenna and therefore convey information. What was really interesting was feeling my third eye, or the space between my eyebrows, feeling that so strongly and also feeling the tightening of my throat. It was also quite remarkable about how Angie was able to scan my biofield and find that period of time that was traumatic in my youth, which was the divorce of my parents. She was spot on with when that happened and also a lot of the feelings and emotions that I had. This is a period of time that I don't remember that well, and some of those emotions were dormant and locked up. And during that tuning session, she helped to release and unlock some of those emotions. And I think that is what was responsible for my throat getting tight and then releasing. So very interesting experience. I would recommend anyone to do a biofield tuning session at least once. At the very least, it's very calming and meditative, and it's very much like a psychiatric session. And at the best, you clear up some emotional issues that help your overall health and wellness. So I can give you my recommendation that a biofield tuning session is something worth looking into, and I would definitely do it again myself.
Oh, wait.
Visit soundhealingedmonds.com for more information on the healing services that Angie provides, and you can contact her directly via angiebahm@gmail.com. Thank you for the tuning.
Thank
So
you.
good.
Beautiful.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, politely click the like button and subscribe for more content like this. Join the conscious community in the comments below, and if you're interested in learning more about biofield tuning, you can purchase the book Tuning the Human Biofield by Eileen Day McCusick. Amazon purchase link in the video description below. Wishing all of you health and happiness. Namaste.